Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be getting to know the new Yorkville Christian High School baseball coach, Mr. J.R. Velez. This is Mr. Velez's first year on the staff, and we're glad to have him here. We're going to ask him to tell us about what his background in baseball is like.
Hey guys, first of all, thanks for doing this and having me. Man, my background in baseball. I mean, I tell you, my grandpa was a big fan, a Cubs fan, growing up. And so, I mean, he always had on the TV. That's all I ever wanted to do. Was play baseball. There's inside, outside. So I was exposed to it like at an early age. So even when my cousins were outside playing, I was glued to the TV if the Cubs were on. So that tells you right there, I am a Cubs fan. Then I'd go outside and mimic my favorite player, like their stances and Andre Dawson and Mark Grace and Sean Dunston, things like that. But, it's kind of cool because even though my dad never played, he recognized that I had like a true love for the sport. We kind of went from there, you know what I mean? Signed me up, Little League and then up to high school, and then went on to play, college ball, semi-pro ball, and to this day, still have just as much love for the game, as I did when I was younger, So kind of like the way I coach and train comes from all my years of being coached, being coachable, seeing other playing, coaching styles, and observing. That's my thing. I love to learn, seeing what works, what doesn't work, modifying. I feel by doing this, my players and teams that I have coached have been successful. So I'm learning the game every day still. There's always something. There's always something, to learn. So I feel I can get, and have gotten like the most out of my players and my teams. But that's kind of where it comes from.
All right, so to kind of go off of that, you mentioned how you started playing baseball at a young age, but we'd like to hear a little more about your playing background.
Yeah, so I grew up in Aurora, so I played Little League over there in Aurora. I still remember those days like it was yesterday. Playing with some guys that got drafted. Preston Larison and Greg Miller and these dudes that were. They were some good ball players. So to be around, they're older than me, but that's what makes you better is playing with with guys like that. And then I ended up moving to Oswego, and played baseball there. Little League. We didn't really have travel leagues. We had like tournament teams, so I was always on those teams. And then went to Oswego High School, and I played there for all 4 years. Started 3 years, sophomore through my senior year as captain. 2 of those years, played shortstop. I was all conference, all area. 2 of those years, my junior and senior year. Then I went to Wabansie College, where I was shortstop. I was all conference, all region there. Both years, played in the all region all-star game. I was captain there on that team as well. And then I transferred over to Aurora University, where I was a 2-year starter. I moved over to second base though. At that time, I played a little bit of short, but started at second. We actually placed third in the nation in 2004, which is kind of cool. I got a ring to show for it, which is kind of neat. Then I played semi-professionally for the Chicago Suburban Baseball League. Traveled all different places, had some World Series berths during that time. I played 8 years of semi-pro, which is pretty cool. I actually played against Curtis Granderson at one time. We played, I think at Lombard, I believe it was. There's quite a few guys that we played against that made they were in the MLB at some point. But yeah, that's it's pretty much kind of like my playing background, But so it's been my whole life.
With this being the first year of baseball at Yorkville Christian High School, I was wondering what your vision for the team in the future is like.
Yeah, first of all, man, I'm blessed to even have this opportunity. What's going on here is something special. I can't even explain that. That's why I love when people come in here, because they have no idea from the outside what it is, what's going on in here. When everybody that's come in here has been like, just shocked at what's going on in here. It's nothing but great stuff, And so to be able to start this program, from the ground up is something special, Just like anything, though, fresh or brand new, there's going to be some ups and downs. I do have on paper right now about 16 to 20 players, none of which have ever played together, they range from first-time players to travel baseball players, kind of seasoned athletes. But I think it's going to be it's a good group. Put it that way. We have performance hour once a week. We're together for kind of like those open gyms. Where we hit the pitch. But it's just nice to have them all together. They're all well-rounded group of athletes. They seem to mesh well together right now. They know my expectations already on and off the field. And they work incredibly hard. We are playing a JV schedule this year. The games, we'll probably have about 12 to 15 games, I'm thinking, this year. And then we'll build year by year. I'm thinking next year, or this year and then next year we'll probably do JV schedule. And then after that, we're going to move up to that varsity level, which is, and I know at that time we're going to be competing. I know this program is going to be, something very, very successful. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely sounds like it's gonna be fun to see all the new players and see how they play together, and just for the first season of baseball at the school, it was definitely interesting and fun to watch. So something that we were wondering about is if you could expand more on your role at YCHS.
Yeah, so I'm a study hall teacher. I have study hall classes, full-time sub. So if anybody's out sick, I'm filling in there. Academic intervention. So I'll work with some students with their tests or homework or etc. That's kind of like my role here. Obviously the baseball coach here. And I forgot to mention, I don't know if we said anything, but as far as my private lessons I do upstairs, I'm up there. I'm up there, 4 or 5 days a week, doing private lessons, which is another thing that I love about this school, and getting that exposure and getting players and parents in here, is for them to come in here and see that, not only when they're doing the lessons, but they're looking around and they're seeing what's going on here, but so I got wear a few hats, here, which is great, which is awesome. I have no problem with it. I love it. I have, like I said, I'm just blessed to be here.
So coming into Yorkville Christian for your first year coaching, I was wondering what your coaching experiences have been like.
Yeah, so I have about 17 years of coaching experience. This is my 18th year coaching. I coached my nephew travel baseball. About 17, 18 years ago. That's what kind of started everything. So I've been from travel baseball, high school, so 17, 18 years combined. In that time we've had multiple league championships, World Series berths, regional championship berths. I came from Newark High School as a coach over there for finished my ninth year last year as the head varsity coach there. Sent team to the regional championship 4 times during that time. It was a good 9 years. The first couple of years, we struggled, a few wins, but we went on there to win quite a bit. So I was proud of that. I'm still proud of that. Run camps, Wabansi, for Coach Randall at Aurora University, at the YMCA. A few times I've done my own camps. Been a private instructor for about 11 years now. So having that experience, and coming in and then starting a new program, that's where I'm excited, to kind of mold and put in the philosophy that I have and try to instill that in my players. That's what I'm excited about. So I cannot wait to get started. I have that itch already. I'm ready to go.